Good morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Hello to everybody in between and outside. It's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter, and it is Sunday yet again. Thank you guys very much for joining me for a little bit of a different time shift. So we're broadcasting at noon Eastern instead of my normal 2 p.m. I know it's early on the West Coast. Sorry about that. But I have something going on this afternoon that I wanted to make sure to shift everything forward so that way I could go take care of that event and whatnot. So we've got Becca in the house. Hi, Becca. Let's see, Kathy, Michael, and Jaja Brownie, and Beverly, Flicky Chicky, Dawn, Robin, Savannah, Auntie L. Kathy's here. Thank you so much for being here. I know it is a little bit of a time shift, but I appreciate each and every one of you being here. And yes, it is a little bit of a scenery shift too, as well. We're going to be going over the quilt show yesterday. As many of you know, I went to the Three Rivers Quilt Show. And so today we're going to do a little bit of a recap. And so in doing that, I wanted to be able to have a bigger screen to show off the quilt show and show off some of my favorite quilts from the show and everything. So I'm actually sitting in front of my computer and I didn't want a ugly background behind me. So instead we have this nice pretty blue one. Almost reminiscent of Becca's like motif. Becca could be here very easily, but anyways. Hope everybody's doing well. Josh is here. Hi Josh, good to see you. Melissa is also here. Hi, Melissa. So glad to have you here today. So glad Alice is here as well. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hello from 8 a.m. in Alaska, says Deanna. Thank you for coming in at 8 a.m. Let's see, normally it would be, what, 8, 9, 10? So it would be 10 a.m. usually for you. But I'm glad that you're here at 8 a.m. I was still sleeping at 8 a.m. this morning. So, anywho, Vicky says, hey, Ian. Hey, good to see you. Good morning. Good morning, says Karen. Was yesterday a long day for you, and how long was the drive? Okay, Karen. Let's talk about it. It was a long day. By the way, I don't know if this is going to show up or not. Let's see if it'll... Like, this is what I see, Vicky, whenever I... Why is this so ginormous? It should not be this big. Let me see if I can change that. Okay, that's a little better. So yesterday, what is happening? I haven't done this because y'all know most of the time my computer is sitting on the other side of the room, so I don't get to do like things like this usually. So I'm pushing all kinds of buttons. Anyways, so look, it says like green smiley face. How silly is that? I don't know why it does that. Anyways, so yesterday was a long journey, to say the least. So I woke up at 6:45 and I drove to Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, that one. I drove to Pittsburgh. And that was a long drive. It was a 4.5 hour drive. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. I had a pretty good drive. It would have been nicer to have like a co-pilot or somebody to go with me so that I could have someone to talk to during that 4.5 hour drive. But honestly, it wasn't terrible. I listened to music. I listened to some what is that, Sirius satellite radio music, and just kind of chilled out. It was a good drive. I got to the show, had an amazing time at the show. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then it was time to go home. I picked up my quilts and it was time to go back home. So I started driving and it was raining. It wasn't too bad, but it was starting to rain. And then there's a part where I actually go through West Virginia and I lose cell phone signal. And it is 2-lane, curvy country back roads, right? Like, I'm not used to that. From Texas, a lot of the times you would be traveling on main highways. So it's very strange to me, like driving large swaths of my travels going on these back roads. And what made it worse was it was dark, the sun had gone down, and it was raining so hard I could not see the road. I could not see the road ahead of me. I could not see the lane markers. I could see nothing. And it was, if you take one wrong turn, you're in a ditch somewhere. So it was kind of scary and very it was scary. It was very, very scary. So I had white knuckle driving, and thankfully my Subaru took it like a champ. The four-wheel drive was awesome. I am not sponsored by Subaru, but Subaru, if you want to sponsor me, please reach out to me. It was good. It was really, really good that I had that car, because I don't know that my Fusion would have handled that as well as the Subaru did. But it was very scary, and for a good chunk, it was white knuckle driving, hoping that I was actually on the road and not about to end up in a ditch somewhere. And mind you, I had dance music playing the whole time because I needed some kind of noise to help kind of keep me focused, and I didn't want just the road noise. But yeah, I was worried. Like, I'd always wondered, how can people drive into flash flooding? Like, how can people not see that flash flooding and drive right into it? I found out how last night, because if there had been any flash flooding, I would have driven right into it and never known. It was a lot. It was a lot. I'll take a good two-lane county road any day instead of city traffic. I mean, it's nice to be able to drive, like, go, but also, like, that was scary. That was truly scary. Give me a highway with highway lighting and everything else, because I'm pretty sure at some point I heard banjos playing in the background. I was like, ugh, ugh. It was hi Shirley, good to see you. It was intense, is a good way to put it. It was very intense. But Subaru held up fine. I'm here. Everything's amazing. So it was really great. That was the only bad part about it. So yesterday I drove a total of 9 hours, 4.5 going, 4.5 coming back. It was a lot, but had a good time. Had a good time. I got to give a shout out to the Three Rivers Quilt Guild. They were so like welcoming to me. Obviously, I had never met them before, but it was great to meet all of them. I met their president. I met a lot of the board members. They were just so happy that I was there and getting to know me. And they even asked if I taught classes, which apparently I need to start putting together some class ideas so that I can teach classes in the future, because they are very eager to have me back and teach some classes and stuff. So Savannah, me too, trust me. Savannah says, yikes, I'm glad you made it safely. I am too. I have learned from that experience, I am a city boy. Give me the city life, I'm okay with that. Like, give me highway and street lighting, not just headlights, because there were some points when I'm so glad that the Subaru like turns headlights, as like when you turn the steering wheel, it will turn the headlights, because there were several sharp curves that like I was able to see around the curve because it moved. Something I didn't know I needed, but now I do. It's great. Did you have ice cream, Jonathan? Yes, I did. I had Sarah's ice cream. I went to, is that what it's called? It was a candy store. Yeah, that was a lot. There was a lot going on in that store, and I ordered a scoop of ice cream. I ordered one scoop of ice cream, and they gave me like a kitchen sink full of ice cream, and I was like, not ready for it, because I thought one scoop, like normal size, cool. No, it's like a kitchen sink full of ice cream, and I was like, I don't know what to do with all of this, because this is a lot. Oh my gosh. Becca says, New York is where I'd rather stay. Yep. I don't know about New York though. I don't think New York is for me. Sings in Green Acres. I can hear it now, Becca. Sarah's Candies is where we went. So I had a friend that I met up with at the show. She lives in Pittsburgh, and so she came to the show with her husband. And after the show was over, we went and got Sarah's ice cream, which was really, really good. Flicky Chicky says, I'll take LA rush hour traffic on the 5 over rural back roads. I mean, sometimes. Where did you go? You just got here. Ginny, I went to the Three Rivers Quilt Show in Pittsburgh, just outside of Pittsburgh, which was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So yeah, it was great. Shout out to the Three Rivers Quilt Guild. They were awesome. Loved every interaction that I had there, and they're a wonderful guild. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area, check them out. They're a wonderful guild, and I highly recommend them. So yeah, I guess I'll take a kitchen sink full of ice cream, says Gina. Gina's like, I'll take a kitchen sink full of ice cream. I mean, it wasn't a bad thing, but it was a lot. It was a lot of ice cream. There it is. See, I put the comment up. I can do the things. Make that like that. I think that looks better, right? I don't know. I'm still like, I don't get to put comments up very much, so I'm still kind of playing around with it. I'm like, ooh, I can push the buttons. Becca was having a hard time with the copy and paste. Jonathan says, I've never had their ice cream, but students used to sell their chocolates as fundraisers all the time. I didn't get any of their candy because we didn't even get to that side of the store. We just did the ice cream, and it was amazing. I had Irish cream ice cream, and it was chef's kiss. It was so good. All right, so let's see the show. Let's talk about the show and everything. Let's go over here. There we go. Look at that. I got myself in a little box. I'm in a little box. I'm in a little box. So Kayla actually took this photo. She sent it to me a couple of days before I actually got to the show. She sent it to me Friday, actually. She sent it to me Friday on Instagram, and I'm glad she did because I forgot to take pictures of my own quilts in the show. How silly is that? That is like really, really silly that I didn't even take pictures of my own quilts. Where's my... Oh, that's not what I wanted to push. Horn failed. I didn't even take pictures of my own quilts in the show. How silly is that? But anyways, so thank you so much, Kayla, for taking the photo. I'm definitely using this photo on my social media, so thank you, Kayla. And yes, I did receive a honorable mention ribbon. As you can see here, this now makes 15 ribbons for me, which is super exciting. I now have 15 ribbons, and it's like Hollywood Squares. You're right, Josh. I wish I had other people around me. That would be great. Anyways, so I now have 15 ribbons. I have another honorable mention ribbon, which will be going up on the wall behind me in my normal setup. So I love that. Something else that I really loved is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I should probably bring this to face cam again because they also give ribbons for their quilters. So I get to send this ribbon off to Beth because she did the quilting for Showering Stars. So she gets a ribbon too. How freaking cool is that? That is so nice that they include a ribbon specifically for the quilters as well. So if you had a quilter other than yourself, you got this little ribbon that coordinated with it. So since it's an honorable mention, it has the purple. But if you got a blue ribbon, then obviously it would be a blue ribbon for the quilter as well. So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome that it's pretty awesome. Thank you guys. I spy a ribbon. Hi Kathy, good to see you. Wait a minute now. Oh, I can't see because it's overlaid to the text. Sorry. Ginny says I just finished having Reese's ice cream and it's 9 in the morning. Life's too short. Eat dessert first. That's what I always say. So yeah. So thank you, Kayla, for that. Let's take a look at some of my other favorite. Why is that like that? Did I move the box somehow? I don't know what's happening. There's a little strip off to the side. I'm just noticing that there's a little strip off to the side of that. Okay, let me fix that really quick. There we go. Now that looks better. Okay. Let's all sit and watch Ian do tech issues on a live stream. This is a great live stream, everyone. Ting! Oh, fireworks. Okay, cool. We're just going to go with that. All right, let's take a look. All right, so let's actually talk about some of the quilts in the show. The theme for their show was stars. So you'll notice I have down below me, I have the label for each quilt. So you can see who the quilter was, who the piecer was. You'll see the title. You'll see all the information. And actually something very interesting about this show, I've never seen it done this way before. They actually had these, they had the placards next to each quilt. You can see it hanging next to the quilt in the big photo. But they took DVD cases and the little pieces of paper wrapped around the DVD case. And so the front side had the main information, and then you would flip it over onto the back. You could actually grab it and flip it, which I know like felt weird at a quilt show. I was like, wait, we're allowed to touch that? Not the quilts, just the little label. And on the back side, it had the artist statement on it. So it had the pattern reference, it had all of the things, a lot of the main information. But they stuck a little ribbon through the case and closed the case, and then they pinned those on the curtains. And that was the way that they displayed their information about each quilt, which was, I thought that was such a cool idea. I never thought about that before. So I was like, oh, that's an interesting way to do that. So Three Rivers Quilt Show, they had it going on with that. That's a great idea. I really, really like that. Melissa says she's going to get some Butterfingers ice cream for lunch. I appreciate that. I think I have the picture on your other quilt too. Let me look back. No worries, Kayla. I just appreciate you taking the photo. Because like I said, I felt real dumb not taking pictures of my own quilts. Anyways. So first up we have this one. Oh, and the theme was stars. So there was a lot of my showering stars actually got put in the category of theme because stars. But this one was a part of the theme. It is Night Sky. It's by Alice. And this was one that I really, really liked. Jonathan says, I used to make waffle sundaes for breakfast in the dining hall for college and at college. That's what happens when you're a freshman and you and have the freedom for the first time. I mean, it's true. It's true. Charlotte says, it's so awesome that the quilter gets a ribbon too. I know, it's so cool. It's so awesome. All right, let's take a look at another one. This one was really cool. I liked this one a lot. This was one of my favorites at the show. This one's called Chroma Dimensions. It was in the modern category, and Tori put it together, and she actually did the quilting on it as well. And this one was for sale. You could actually list your quilt for sale if you wanted to. And what I loved about this, first of all, the colors were great. I love what she did with the colors. I love that it radiates out. And if you look closely at the quilting, you can see that it is not perfect. It is not a perfect spiral. Her lines are a little bit wobbly, which I appreciate a lot because it gave like almost like ripples of water kind of feeling, like they were imperfect. And so because of that, it gave that kind of wobble to it, which was really enhancing that kind of radiating out from the center. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but if it had been like perfectly quilted in a spiral pattern, I don't feel like it would have been as effective as having that kind of wobble to it. Does that make any sense at all? I hope it does. I thrived. Absolutely. Whenever you go to college for the first time and you're like, I'm going to do all the things. Jonathan, I feel you. Oh, awesome. Tasha says she thinks she has pictures of my quilts as well. How many quilts were at that show? I feel like, and Tasha and Kayla, y'all help me out on this. I feel like, hi Kathy, by the way. I feel like there were about 100 quilts. It was a little bit smaller than I expected, but what it lacked in number of quilts, it made up in talent. The talent was off the charts. I was so impressed with the talent. You're going to see some of the quilts in the show and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like the talent is crazy good. So, and the location, this was apparently their first time at this location. And it was a wonderful location. It got a little cramped at points. But overall, I think this was a great location because they were telling me it used to be held at a casino. I think it was at a casino. And so like you were dealing with people smoking and you were dealing with bad lighting and you were dealing with a whole mess of things. So I'm hoping, and I've heard that they're going to go back to this location next year. I think it's a perfect location for them and I'm really excited that they're going to be there. 130, thank you. There were 130 quilts at the show. So, yeah, it was really, really good. I know, Josh. I know. The theme was stars, and so it was, like, perfect for my showering stars quilt. All right. This one, I love the name. Dandelion. Love that. This was Y'all know I'm terrible with names. Thankfully, I put it on the screen for you below so you can see what it is. I think it is Camille? I don't know. But this is a miniature quilt, and I love that they put the sizes of the quilts on the displays as well. So it was 26 by 26. But yeah, this was a really good, I like all the colors that she used. It's not your traditional colors for a lion, but the way that she did it was great. And the quilting is pretty cool too. She kind of followed the paper piecing lines of it. And then she rounded out those corners as well. So it's not like perfectly square, and I love that. So I know, Jonathan, I know. I was like, what? Y'all were doing this in a casino with people smoking? No. So I think they're going to stay at this location. I know that they said next year they'll be at this location. So I think from this point forward, they're going to be staying there. Thumbs up to them on that, because that's a much better location for them. So, yep. And as you can see, this one won honorable mention as well. I don't know if any of the other ones, did the other ones win? This one won something, and it looks like third place. This one didn't win. This one won honorable mention. No, I'm just kidding. I tried to take pictures as well of the ribbons, but I may have cut them off because I was like trying to take photos and not be in people's way. So I might have missed a couple of the ribbons. So sorry about that. This one's called Butterfly Star Quilt. And this is from Judy. And she won second place. I think that's a second place ribbon on it. White is third, red is second, blue is first. There you go. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Maybe if I zoom in on the actual photo, I'll be able to tell you for sure. But I loved this quilt. I love the colors. They're not colors that I would normally put together, but I love how they kind of came together. I can't read the photo, so I think that's a second place ribbon. But oh, it says it right there in the corner. I should have just looked down. If you look down below, it says second place. Duh. Oh well. So yeah, this one's I like the colors. They're colors that I would not have put together, but the way that she did was really awesome. So I love that a lot. Very, very pretty. And this was in the theme category. Now, I will say one criticism that I had of the show, and if anybody from Three Rivers Quilt Show is listening, it was a little... So normally when I go to quilt show, I'm used to quilts of the same category being together. But in this show, they had them kind of spread out. So like theme quilts were spread out throughout the entire thing. Modern quilts were spread out throughout the whole thing. I'm not used to that. So it was almost hard to figure out which ones won first, second, third in the category, because they were all kind of mixed up amongst everything. Not a bad thing, just I just had trouble tracking. Okay, like modern quilt was sitting next to a small quilt, was next to a theme quilt, and it was like, wait, huh? So it was kind of all over the place. Still good, but it was just a little confusing, going like, wait, this one's modern, this one's not, this one's piecing, like all that kind of thing. So that's the only criticism I have. It was still a great show overall, though. Hey, Kathy, welcome. Kathy says, hello from Vermont, first time live. Excellent. So glad that you could be here. Thanks for joining in all the crazy fun. I'm looking over here because I'm normally looking at my ring light. I need to look here because that's where the camera is. But yeah, so that's the only criticism I have, and it's not even that big of a criticism. You still got to see all the quilts, and that's all that matters. Just saying. So then we have Tasha, who is in the chat right now. I think the chat's over this way, maybe. Tasha, she won third place. This one's called The Promise. She also did the quilting on it. So it was in the category of pieced small solo, because she did it all of herself. Let me reshift myself so I'm actually centered in the box here. But she won third place, and it was really funny because I actually saw this on Facebook. Her mom posted a photo of this quilt on social media with the ribbon. And anytime I enter a quilt into a competition, I'm always scouring social media trying to see if my quilt pops up on anything, anywhere. And I will try to see if I won any ribbons. So I was scouring social media and I actually saw this one. It was really funny too because I was like, oh, I know who you are. Your mom posted your quilt and ribbon on social media. And she was like, what? And she's like, how did you know? And it's like, well, your mom tagged, I think she tagged the Three Rivers Quilt Show. And so when I searched for it, that's what popped up. But it was funny. It was really funny. Sandra says, thanks for attending, Ian. It was nice meeting you. I hope you enter next year. I will. I've got to keep track on it for next year, but I will be entering next year if well, I do have 2 quilts that I'm going to be entering that are going to start the show rotation. So yeah, I'll definitely be entering next year. But anywho, so I got the chance to actually meet her at the show, and this is us standing in front of my quilt. Yeah, it was great to meet you, and it was so much fun. I know it was funny, wasn't it? Tasha says it was so funny. You kind of like, you had the deer in the headlights look for a moment when you're like, what? It was funny. It was great. It was great. But it was great meeting you. I met so many people yesterday, like I said, from the guild and also who entered the show. I did have one person, I totally am blanking on her name, but she's like looking at me and she was like, I know you. How do I know you? I was like, do you watch YouTube? And she was like, yes, Ian. And I'm like, yep, that's me. Yes, Becca, you should enter next year. It was a wonderful show. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, definitely. Definitely gonna have to enter next year, Becca. All right, so next up we have Warm and Calm for Leo. Rosalinda, I think is how you pronounce that. Y'all know I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Rosalinda put this one together. This was a beautiful quilt. It's funny because there were actually 2 of the same quilt kind of near each other. They were kind of catty-corner to each other, but they were 2 different colorways. I liked this colorway better. Hopefully the other person doesn't get offended. But I liked this colorway better, and it's beautifully pieced, beautifully quilted, and just overall such beautiful visual impact and just a lot of fun. So yeah, I know, right, Savannah? She says, wow, it's a very beautiful quilt, and and y'all know blue is my favorite color, so I had to take a picture of this one and put it in because it's just, the visual impact is stunning. That compass star in the center is just beautiful, beautifully done. This one was hanging next to it. This one's called A Juggler's Dream and is by Marlene. Sorry for pronouncing that wrong. But it is a modern quilt, and I feel like this is kind of improv. It feels very improv-ish, but I love the fabric choices. It goes very well together with the title of the quilt, Juggler's Dream. Really, really love this quilt. Very modern and very cool. I don't even think does it have a binding? It does have a binding, but it's a black binding, so it blends in. Couldn't remember if it was faced or if it was like how it was done, but she did use a binding on it. Tasha says, yes, you should, Becca. The theme is log cabins next year. Becca, we should do a log cabin of some kind. We should do a log cabin together and enter it. But then who gets the ribbon? Anyways. Hi, Pat. Pat says, hello, everyone from New York State. I was raining, now just cloudy. Thanks for the show. You're very welcome, Pat. Savannah says blue is her favorite color. Awesome. It is my favorite color. It's absolutely my favorite color. So Juggler's Dream, lots of fun. Really, really fun quilt. And I love the quilting on it and just everything. See you later, Flicky Chicky. Okay, this one, I don't know. It feels very traditional. It feels very traditional, but I liked it because the colors to me really stood out. And I don't know why. I guess it's almost like I feel like the outer stars are like plaids. So it felt very plaid to me, and I do like plaid. Um, so Becca says, I'll quilt it, you piece it, and then we both get a ribbon. There you go. That's it. That's what we'll do. Perfect. I love that. That's a great idea, Becca. So yeah, so this one won honorable mention. I really love the way it turned out, and the quilting in it is, I love that motion it gives to it. It really is pretty cool. And then, so this one was done by Christy, and then the quilter was Ashley Doyle of Cranky Quilts. Which, or is that Crinkly Quilt? Crinkly. That's crinkly. That's the word crinkly. I almost said, I did say cranky. Bad Ian. Anywho, so yeah, this is a really, I love the motion that quilting gives to this quilt. It's just a lot of fun. Karen says, during our last quilt show, we had 2 with the same pattern. Most people didn't notice the colored way is so different. I barely noticed that it was the same quilt. I barely noticed. I was kind of like, I looked at one and then my eyes shifted to the other one and I was like, wait a minute, these are the same. But they are 2 different colorways, so they had different personalities. The other one was red. It was very red. And I'm not usually a huge fan of red. You'll see in a moment that's going to change. But I'm not usually a fan of red, and so it didn't do it for me. But it was still a beautiful quilt. Irish Sail Lady says, good morning, Ian and everyone in chat from hot and sunny Florida. I could have used that hot and sunny on the drive back yesterday, just saying. All right, oh, this one. Oh my gosh. Can you see this? Do you see this? Amazing. This is Sam and Her Wandering Eyes. This was in the modern category. It was put together by Amy and quilted by Lisa. This one had a special merit award on it. I think it was either the judges or, no, it was the show chair. I believe it was the show chair had put their special award on it. This quilt, it's hard to tell, but over there in the center, it was a panel. And then all around the panel, it was the same panel, I think, but they cut it up and pieced it together into hexes. Does that make sense? So you have the panel, but she hid it really well because of all of the hexes that are around it. It's just beautiful. I loved this quilt. Absolutely beautiful. Well-deserved award. And the quilting in it was using blue thread, which worked really well in the pattern and then really popped on the black. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, like a kaleidoscope quilt. Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what it was like. Cranky Quilts could be my username, says Jonathan. That's funny. Kathy says, Ian's Showering Stars inspired mine. That's awesome, Kathy. Hi, June. Glad you're here. So yeah, beautiful quilt. Love it. I just, chef's kiss. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I am not a fan of, yes, that's what it was. One block wonder. One block wonder block. Yes. I'm not a huge fan of panels. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, that is such a good use of a panel because it really blends in. Like it was hard for me to tell where the panel started and where it ended. Like it blended in so well that I was just like, at first I looked at it and I'm like, is this whole thing like pieced? And then when I really looked in it, I saw that it was mixed into, yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but really amazing. Great job. Amy knocked it out of the park with that one. I don't know why she didn't get first. I don't know. I don't know. Next up is Butterflies and Unicorns. This is from Kay. She did this one, and then her husband was actually the one that quilted it. It won 2 awards. It won a Special Merit Award and a something else award. Let me see if I can see it on my phone. Let's see. Judges recognition and second place is what it won. So yeah, it won second place and judges recognition. Beautifully put together. She was actually at the quilt when I was standing there. It was funny because I was talking to these two ladies. They were asking like, "Oh, how in the world did she do this?" And I explained, I may have accidentally mansplained. I didn't mean to. It just kind of happened. I was talking to them about like people using steam underneath, like you collage it. You use steam on the back, and then you lay it out, and then you iron it, and then you quilt over it to kind of lay everything down. And then come to find out, she was standing there the whole time. And I'm like, oh no, did I just like mansplain and get this completely wrong? And she was like, no, that's exactly what I did. I'm like, oh, woo, thank goodness. Because like, foot, open mouth, insert foot, right? Like, it would have been nerve wracking. But that's exactly what she did. Whew. And I know this because I did this with Leo. The Lady Gaga is kind of using the same idea. I didn't do the collage with it, but it's using the same idea. So yeah, the unicorn was a lot of fun and very beautifully done. 7 panels, Karen. Oh my goodness, the last one. This one takes 7 panels to do. Wow, goodness. Yeah, so I was very nervous that I had messed that up, but I didn't. Everything was fine. And so she pieced it, and then her husband did the long arm quilting on it. So he did long arm back and forth. Kathy says, I'm going to a quilt retreat for the One Block Wonder panel in June. That's going to be awesome, Kathy. I can't wait to see what you make out of that. Make sure to post it in my Facebook group. By the way, if you want to check out the Facebook group, !Facebook in the chat. Or if you go down in the description of the video, you can get a link over to the Facebook. A quick announcement about the Facebook group. Make sure that you are filling in the box saying that you are an actual human and checking the check mark saying that you agree to the group rules. I'm having a lot of people getting auto-rejected because they're not doing those two things. You have to do both in order to get into the Facebook group. If you know somebody who tried to get in the Facebook group and they got rejected, tell them to go back, answer the question. You could put anything in the box. You could literally say McGillicuddy in the box and it will let you in. I have to do that to keep bots and spam out of our group. So put anything in the box, check the check mark, and then ask to join the group. Otherwise, you'll get auto-rejected. You can try again. It's not a big deal, but just I've seen like 5 or 6 people get rejected. Make sure you're doing that. Pass word along to your friends as well. Star Power. This was a fun quilt. I love the layout of the stars on top of each other. Sue is the one that did this quilt, and she put this together. Good use of fabrics. I love that there's like 2 tones, especially you can see those 2 tones in the pinks and purples. Lots of fun. Just a great. And you can see off to the side there was the star balloons. They had star balloons everywhere. Especially to keep you from tripping over those sandbags and weights, because you know that I did that. You know that I tripped over it. I totally did. Totally tripped over it, but it's fine. We know this is my life. That is my life. So, but yeah, Star Power. This was in the theme category. Yeah. This one was actually next to mine. You can see mine on the very edge there. You can see my quilt on the very edge. This was next to mine, and it's called Wishes for the Future. This one was created by Nancy. She did an amazing job on this. I love that she followed the color wheel all the way around. And what you may not notice is she also used a flange binding. So look very closely at that edge, and you'll actually see that it follows the color wheel around. So the blue side has the blue flange binding. The green side has the green flange binding. It goes all the way around. It's actually wrapped over the top because it was so big. They had to wrap the top of it over the pole. But overall, it looks beautiful, and I love the creation, and I love the center star that gets formed with all of the colors. Y'all know I like rainbows. I love rainbows. So in the center there, it does get a star with all the colors, and I love that a lot. So I don't know why this one didn't have a ribbon. It should have had a ribbon. But like I said, so much talent. I think every quilt should have gotten a ribbon, to be honest. Michael the quilters, or is it Michelle? See, here I go again. It's a beautiful quilt. My friends have made quilts like this. Awesome. Oh, this one was so cute. I'm not a huge fan of like memory quilts, not necessarily. Let me retract that statement. I think they're good, but they're just hard to put together because you have to do all of the interfacing to make sure that they don't stretch and all of that kind of stuff. This was adorable. So this is Willow's wardrobe. It is an applique. So all of those pieces were appliqued onto the quilt. Alice did this one, and she took several garments from obviously a baby's wardrobe and put them onto this quilt. Such a cute idea. Love the way it was laid out. Love the way that it's got that kind of clothesline on it. It was so cute. So I had to take a picture of it and show it because it's just adorable. Love it. I just love it. Shop Hop Finds. So this is by Jenny. She did this one. She also did the quilting on it. I liked the colors on it. It was a lot of fun to see that those diamond shapes being formed and going in those two different directions. Just a fun quilt, really well done and beautiful. V-neck pop. I saw the shape before I saw the name. And I was like, to me, those kind of look like kimonos a little bit, almost like kimonos. And then when I read the name, I was like, oh, that makes sense. It does look kind of like V-necks. It kind of does look like V-necks. This is by Barbara, and she did some amazing job on that quilting, really kind of coming out from the center there on each of those. And I love that she changed the pattern up from the background to the main focus. So you really, like, it gave that perspective a lot. This was a very puffy quilt. She probably used wool, I'm guessing. But the way it was done was excellent and really, really pops. It really, really pops. And as I looked at it more, I was like, wait, those are all just triangles. So she put the triangles together in rows. And that's how you're getting the shapes, basically, is all those triangles in different rows. So it's a good one. I liked it. Simply Red. This was by Sue. Very interesting design. It was, I don't know what I like about this one. Like, it's just, I like it, but I don't know why. I guess it's because of the repeating pattern. I don't know. I don't know why I like that one, but it just, there was something about it that I was like, oh, this one feels really nice. And like, there's very good symmetry amongst all the quadrants. I don't know. I just really like the way that this was laid out. I'm not a fan of reds, but this to me works and I like it. I don't know. Hi Liz, good to see you. So yeah, that was a fun quilt. Fun quilt. Oh my gosh. This one. Oh. This is, of course, a Judy Niemeyer. Shocking, I know. It's funny how you can like look at them and be like, oh, that's a Judy Niemeyer. Judy Niemeyer, absolutely. This one's called Hooray, It's Done. I love the name because I feel like after you finish a Judy Niemeyer, you're like, oh, yay, hooray, I'm done. So this is Judy Niemeyer, obviously wrapped over the top because it is 95 by 97. Very large quilt. Very, very large quilt. Kay put this one together and it was quilted by Rick. It, of course, won first place. Shocking? No, not at all. I think it was very well done. The quilting is stunning on it. You can see in those white areas, all those swirls and everything. Right, Josh? Yeah, exactly. Like he said, I was just about to say that looks very Judy Niemeyer. Exactly. It's a Judy Niemeyer. Like, you just know it. Like, Judy Niemeyers are just, you're like, okay, that's a Judy Niemeyer. So, I don't think it was a kit. I looked at the backside of the information. I don't think it was a kit. I think she sourced the fabrics herself, which she did an excellent job on that. I don't know that for 100% fact, but it did not say that it was a kit, and it wasn't in the kit category. So I believe it was sourced on her own. She did a fabulous job with it. Fabulous job. So Auntie L says gorgeous. Kathy says stunning. Could not agree more. Could not agree more. This one was a fun one. It's hard to see. It doesn't come across in photos, unfortunately. This one's called Alaska Blue. It's by Maria. And then she was also the quilter on this one. So this one, I don't know the pattern on it, but she used all that white fabric was a sparkle fabric. So it was white with silver sparkles in it, which looked very much like snow. It looks exactly like snow. So I love the way that it's got that kind of snowflake feel to it, and then the white fabric had that snow feel. Just, it's such a fun quilt. And those little pops of like blue with white fabric, like the splotches of blue, I don't know, it just works so well. Hi, Banana Joe, good to see you. Hi, Donna, glad to have you here. Just love how it all came together. It's just great, just absolutely great. Oh, let's not do that. I tried to move the whole screen and ended up moving pieces that I wasn't meaning to. So yeah, great, love it. Those blends, accents really do give the sparkle transition to the flakes, doesn't it? Like it really, yeah, it's beautiful, beautifully done. This was called After the Fire. Andrea put this one together. She also quilted it. I love the quilting that she did in it. It almost feels like techy, almost like technology kind of thing. Really, this was very eye-catching, very eye-catching. It was on the back of, because they did it, like a lot of them were like, they had 3 quilts, 2 on each side and 1 on the back. This one was on the back, and it just like popped. It absolutely popped. Michelle, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. As I call you Michael again. Anyways, yeah, no, it was really pretty. Really pretty. It was funny because there was another Daydreamer in the show. This was a kit / block of the month category. Lisa put this one together. Is Tulip Pink Sunshine Daydream Kit. She said she got this kit from a friend, if I remember correctly. But it was like, as I was walking around the show, I'm like, wait a minute, I recognize that fabric. So it's funny that there were 2 quilts with the exact same fabric, but obviously very different quilts. So I know Savannah, she said she loves the boldness of the last one we were looking at. This one did win 2nd place. Beautiful quilt. Just stunning. And yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it was really well done. Really well executed. Those curves. Okay, so this is where I talk about not liking red. This one's called Winter Star. It was a kit / block of the month, pieced by Richard and also quilted by Rick. Well, he goes by Rick apparently. Rick made the top and quilted it. Wow. I mean, what do I even say to this? The quilting is stunning. The explosion effect that you get from this one is stunning. Won 3rd place. Should have gotten a red ribbon. Should have gotten 2nd place to match the... Anyways. I saw this one and I like just said, wow. I just said, wow. It was like very eye-catching and just... gorgeous, just overall gorgeous. And yeah, it was beautiful. I don't know what to like. I'm kind of speechless on this one because it was just, the visual impact was incredible. So there you go. It's beautiful. Red and Black in 3D. This is another kit slash block of the month. Betty put this one together. She also quilted it. I know, Banana Joe, that last one is stunning. This one is a lot of fun. The illusion that you get from it is a lot of fun, and the way that your eye kind of moves around this piece. I like the red border to help give a little bit of interest, as well as like a place for your eyes to rest. Very helpful. I think it works wonderfully. Beautiful, beautiful piece. And I'm still like, my eye just kind of keeps jumping around, and I'm very glad to have that red border to kind of stop myself on. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Tasha said that she met Rick yesterday and his wife did the Judy paper piecing one. Awesome. They both did an amazing job. Both of them just killed it. Like, wow. This one may look familiar. It is not Becca's. Becca did not enter this year, although we're going to have to make... It makes you feel drunk, says Banana Joe. Well, hopefully next year we will enter. But I saw this one and I was like, that looks very familiar. It is the Designer Mystery Block of the Month. And Kathy put this one together and also quilted it as well. So I mainly took a picture of this one because I was like, hey, this looks familiar. I know this one. The quilting is really cool in that outer border. I know, wasn't it? It was so cool. It was really, really cool. Oh, okay. So besides my quilts, I think this was my favorite quilt in the show. And I think, Josh, you'll appreciate this one as well. This one's called Now a Flower, Now a Comet. It was done by Christy, and again, Ashley did the quilting on it. We've seen another one of hers a little while ago. I love this because it's very reminiscent to me of like a nebula. Like, it felt very spacey to me, and I love it. I kept coming back to this one and finding new things. The stripe fabric that you see in it is a gold metallic stripe, so it had a shiny texture to it. I just love this one, and it reminds me of space. It reminds me of a nebula in space, just floating out there, and yeah, beautiful. I know, Josh, I knew you would love this one, Josh. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. The effect is gorgeous. So good. And I was so disappointed that it didn't win a ribbon. I think it should have, but that's me. That's just me personally. Joan says, I think this show quilts are far better than the quilts on quilts. Quilt on quilts? These quilts are gorgeous. I think this show quilts are far better than the quilts on quilts. What are quilts on? I'm confused. Sorry. Joan, I'm pretty sure that's me not being able to process that. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I do know that, yes, you're right. These quilts are gorgeous. They're beautiful. They are really, really beautiful and amazing. I'm probably just not reading that right, is what that is. Tribute to Uncle John. I'm literally obsessed. It's abstract and carefully constructed. It was beautiful, Josh. Oh, love it. And I think, so there's a quote. So now a flower, now a comet. That is, if you flip the information over, it was a quote from, I'm really going to mispronounce the name, Serdo, I can't say the name. It's a play, Serdo Deboziak? No, that is not how you say that at all. Someone in the chat is going to know exactly what I'm talking about. They're going to type in the chat. I'm going to be like, that's it. That's how you say it. Yeah, it's a quote from that play. I think it's a play. I'm pretty sure it's a play. But it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Tribute to Uncle John. This is by Caroline. Quilted by Rhonda. My camera went a little blurry there. Sorry about that. What I liked about this one was, if you look really closely, thank you! Jonathan put it, here it is. I'm just gonna put it on the screen. Cyrano de Bergerac. I can't pronounce it, but that's, yes, that one. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate that very much. He's trying to coach me on how to say it. Thank you, Jonathan. I really appreciate you, but I'm gonna, like, my tongue will fall out of my mouth if I do it wrong. So, oh, that's a Judy Niemeyer, also Fractured Star, I think. Oh, thank you. I didn't know that. That would make sense because that's why it would kind of remind me of a nebula. Sierra no. Sierra no. Oh, okay, all right. Joan says, sorry, that should have been QuiltCon quilts. Okay, so I think this show quilts are far better than the QuiltCon quilts. These quilts are gorgeous. I think they all have their place, but I definitely see a lot here that I like. What I like about this quilt is the quilting. Rhonda quilted these stars and other elements into the quilt. And so all of the eagles puffed. You can see the stars puffing. You can see all of the things puffing up. So amazing. Mona Did What says, hi everyone. Hey, good to see you. Banana Joe says I can't pronounce it either. So at least I'm in good company on that. So that's what I really liked about this quilt was how well the quilting, she was able to like meander and push all that fabric down while allowing the stars and the eagles to pop. Oop. Where's my mouse? There it is. There we go. Roxy Stars. This was in the theme category, done by Deborah, quilted by Maria, I think. Very busy quilt, but a very fun quilt. Really liked how it was kind of, I like each background for the stars. It's just a fun piece. Turned out really well. This one won second place, no rest for the eyes, and they're not kidding on this one. There is no place to rest your eyes on this one. This is by Nancy. Nancy quilted and she also pieced it. If you remember earlier, there was that one that had the rainbow of stars all the way around. This is the same person. She just did a different piece. So these are her two pieces in the show. I actually entered 3 quilts into the show, but they received so many entries that they only accepted 2 entries per person. So this was her second entry. I know, stunning. Lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. This one, I've never seen it laid out like this before. This is called Around the Block. Judith put this together and quilted it. And I love that I've always seen the stars, and I think I've even seen the stars put into this secondary star. But I love that she did all the homes all the way around, because normally we see the houses in rows, right? People put houses in the rows on the quilts. Love that she did it kind of in this star circle pattern. Just really well constructed and a lot of fun. The other one reminds me of Do You See What I See illusions. Yeah, very much. Very much. Yeah, so really fun quilt. I don't know how she managed to get that top point to stay up like she did, but however she did it, she executed it very well, because it's like, it's very much there. Very much there. I almost said something terrible, like not terrible, but just like very awkward, which reminds me that I was over on Becca's comments, and on Friday, if you missed Friday's live stream, I ended up getting the live stream started for Becca since she was at her daughter's band concert, and somebody wanted to see the backside of my improv quilting, and so I was like, oh, do y'all want to see the backside of the quilt? And she apparently said out loud, yes, Ian, show us your backside. Well, where'd it go? I lost it. Oh. Yeah, it's probably not something to say in public. I don't know. I hope she wasn't in public. Like, that would be really awkward. But anywho. Let's see. We had Reggie and the Roberto Clementine Bridge. Love how this one was pieced. It's just a really good kind of abstract art quilt. Not necessarily abstract, but like very well put together. Yeah. Karen put this one together. She also quilted it. Just fun pictorial quilt, I guess. Art quilt. I should have used the name art quilt. It's a beautiful art quilt. We also had Migration of the Snow Geese, or should I actually read it correctly? Migrating Snow Geese by Lisa. She did a great job on this one. She had to have hand cut the geese out of the fabric to make it. Clemente? Okay, thank you. Clemente. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate it. You're just helping me so much today. I also love, if you notice, like the flying geese on the top border and the bottom border, they're going in the same direction. Love that. I would have done it like where they're going around. So I think it's fun that they're all migrating. Even the ones in the actual quilt, they're all migrating the same way. It's a good little funny. And that grass on the grass there was like, I wanted to reach out and like, because it was like fringe or something, and I don't know what they used for it, but it worked really well. Oh, this was so much fun. This could be a wicked quilt, to be honest. This one's called Mini Mini. It is by Claudia. She also did the quilting on it, and I mean, what do I say about this? It's just, it's well done, 1 second in place, and I just love it. It's very modern, beautifully pieced, and what do I say? Like, I don't know what to say. It's just beautiful and very well executed and just so visually interesting. I'm even like sitting here finding more things that I didn't see at the actual show. I'm like, oh wow, look at that. There's this and that, and so beautiful. So lots of fun, lots of fun. This one made me laugh. Grim Ripper. This is by Terry. She also quilted it as well. It is a mini, mini, mini. It is 9 inches by 12 inches. So it was a very, very small mini quilt. But I think we all can appreciate this one and the sentiment of Jack the Ripper. Always got to get Jack out. A lot of fun. So yeah. Banana Joe says the last one looks very African. I mean, kind of. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, fun little piece. Perfect for, hanging it up in your quilt room or your studio or wherever you do it. Just lots of fun. Let's see. I've never seen a Judy Niemeyer with additives like this. Like, additives how? Okay, so this one. Whew, this one. Wow. This one's called Take Two. It is a single piece of fabric. It is a whole cloth. It was done by Sharon. It won, what does that say? Best long arm quilting. It is, I don't even have the words to describe it because it is just so incredible. It also won first place, by the way. Just, how do I describe that? How do I describe that? It's stunning. And just the way that she was able to use the tiny stippling to push that fabric down and allow the other areas to pop up. Like, what do I say? There's not words to and then she goes in, not only does she put the person in it, but she also puts the landscapes of the, you know, the building and the mountain slash volcano, and just, I don't have the words. I don't have the words. I don't have the words. Teresa, Banana Joe both say stunning, and that's about all. That's about all. Just, wow. Right? Everybody, based on her travels and experiences in Japan. Sandra, were you at the show? Did I miss you? Josh says, I've been seeing more and more whole cloth quilting. Really nice quilting statement. I know, it's beautiful. No, we did, Sandra, we did talk. Never mind. I don't know what I'm thinking. I've slept since then, and I've also, like, driven through scary places. So my brain, I didn't get to bed, guys, until like 1:30. Like, it was a night last night. All right, so anywho, just absolutely beautiful, and I don't have the words. I really don't. I really, really don't. Let's see. Reach for the Stars. This was, I liked the edge on this one. I like the little triangle tabs. Deborah did this one. Love the colors. It's just fun. She used a stationary machine. Take Two reminds me of embossing metal yellow first red. Oh, I bet that's an emoji. See, it doesn't, my software doesn't actually put in the emojis. It just says the things. So, brain fart, 100%, Banana Joe. That's exactly what that is. Brain fart. Yeah, so anywho, Deborah did a great job on this quilt. It's just a fun quilt. Like, it's just fun. And then I like in the quilting, if you look around the border, she has the flying geese that stop going, and then she quilted in the flying geese, and it just, love it. Oh, and that's it. That's all I got. That's all I have from the Three Rivers Quilt Show. Did I buy anything? Yes, I did. I did buy something from the show. I did get the judges' notes as well. I need somebody to read them to me because they're in cursive, and y'all know my dyslexia does not like cursive, so I need to get somebody to read them to me. I did get the main gist of them, and they were overall very positive, so I love that. A few little dings on a few different things, but nothing major. So it's, yeah. I did buy, this is a 5-yard quilt kit. It's called a half pack. This is from Sassy Sunflower. The Sassy Sunflower is where I got this from. It was $38.99, and it is 5 half-yard cuts plus a pattern. So basically, they had these packs, and of course it's Tula, because it's me. So they have this Tula pattern, and then you had 8 different patterns to choose from, and so you could choose which pattern you want. I'm not going to show the pattern because it would give you the information about the quilt, and I don't want to, like, they are free patterns, but I don't want to do it. So I chose the Spin Me Round half pack quilt pattern. And so it makes a small little quilt. Finished size is 50 by 57 inches, so it's not a huge quilt, but it does make a good little kid-size quilt, lap quilt, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know when I'll be doing this, but I feel like this is a good palette cleanser, just something to kind of mindlessly work on. And I don't mean mindlessly in a negative way. I just mean like it'll get, you know, you'll get a project out and you don't have to think too hard about it, right? So I have the pattern. They gave me the pattern for it, and then I chose the Tula Pink fabric because Tula Pink. What else? What else would I choose other than Tula Pink? Let's see. Melissa says, I went to the quilt show yesterday too. And posted my pictures on your Facebook page. Excellent. I'm going to post my pictures later today, so those will be there as well. Thanks for interacting in the Facebook group, and thanks for posting them on the Facebook group. That is one thing that I noticed about this show. There were not a lot of pictures from the show on social media. And so I'm going to be posting my pictures on social media to make sure that it broadcasts this show out further. I think that's a problem with a lot of shows, is there's not a lot of pictures of them on social media. And so like, I want to boost the signal for these shows out. So obviously make sure that you're following the rules of the show. If the show has a no photography rule, follow that rule. But I want to boost these smaller and lesser known shows, because like I only heard about this because one of you out there said, hey Ian, there's this show going on, you should enter your quilt. So let's boost these signals of these quilt shows that may not be on the mainstream social media, and let's get them out there so that way people know more about them. What a beautiful ray of a quilt. Thank you for showing us. Absolutely. You're very welcome, Savannah. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Sassy packs are so fun to make, says Kayla. This is going to be the first one. I've never done it. I hadn't heard of it until you mentioned it. Right? Exactly. Like, I had never heard of this show until somebody said, hey, go check it out. So, boost, every time you go to a show, boost the signal out there. Put it on Facebook. Put it on social media. Let's get these shows out there so that way more people know about them. That's the only thing that I bought. There wasn't too much else because, you know, a lot of times quilt shops don't have a lot for me per se, because like I'm a Tula person, and like some more of the traditional fabrics I'm not into, right? So wasn't much else, but I saw that and I was like, you know, let's give this a try. I've never done one of these quilts before, so it should be pretty fun. Karen, so are you okay with people advertising ahead of time quilt shows in the Facebook group? Yes. If you have a quilt show that you know of near you, or if there's just a quilt show in general, post it in my Facebook group. Let people know about it, because somebody in that Facebook group may be nearby and may not know about that show. So if you know of a show that you want to post about in the Facebook group, please post those shows in my Facebook group. I want people to know about them. That is, to me, that is not advertising. That's like letting people know. I know advertising is letting people know, but that is an okay form of advertising. People want to see those types of shows and stuff like that. So yes, you are more than welcome to post that in my Facebook group. Post away about all the shows that you know of, or that are going to be happening close to you. I'm making a 5-yard quilt right now. Awesome. I kind of am excited to work on that one because it shouldn't take too long. Savannah is with me. She says she's picky about the fabric. I'm picky. Although I have a lot of fabric that I probably need to use. So that's why I'm being a little more picky on it. So. Gloria says, I enjoyed their live today. Thanks for sharing. You're very welcome. Exactly, Banana Joe. Banana Joe says it's not spamming. No, it's not. It's not spamming in my group whenever you're showing off a quilt show or talking about a quilt show. I want people to know about these quilt shows because I'm new to the East Coast and I don't know about all the shows. If somebody had not messaged me about this show, never would have known about it. Never would have known that this show was going on. And look at how amazing it is. And I have yet another ribbon to add to my wall as I sit here and pet my ribbon. Yeah, so that's all I got. I did, let's see, I'm actually going to pull up, I'm not going to show y'all, but I am going to double check. I do have a couple of shows coming up in the near future. I have the main quilt show. I will be entering when I have the main quilt show. I have entered Daydreamer, the Butterfly Effect. That is happening July 24th through the 26th. So if you know of the main quilt show, my Daydreamer Butterfly Effect will be at that show. And then I have two other quilts that I've yet to actually show on social media because I need to bind them. Spooky Atomic Starburst and the Red Queen's Rose Garden will both be at the North Texas Quilt Festival. So if you're close to either of those shows, check those out. Those will be coming in the near future. Or semi-near future, because the North Texas Quilt Festival is July 31st through August 2nd. And then Change Happens will be, and I need to actually put this on the list because I haven't done it yet. But Change Happens will be at the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show. So if you're going to be at the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, you can check out my quilt at that show. Josh says there's no better advertising than word of mouth or sharing on Facebook groups. Absolutely. Totally agree. You are very welcome, Kathy. Kathy says, agree, Josh. Thank you for showing off the quilts. Absolutely. Tasha says, thanks, Ian. Enjoyed seeing them again and your take on them. Glad to meet you in person yesterday. It was great to meet you as well. It was great to meet so many people yesterday. So, yeah, I think that's what I've got for today. A little of a different live stream, but I appreciate y'all allowing me to do this style of live stream because I didn't have time to prep anything to work on this week. So that's why we did it this way. Sorry about that, but it helps me out a lot by being able to just kind of talk about the show. Plus, it gives you a chance to see the show since I'm still a little nervous to broadcast from shows. And let's be honest, it would have been really hard to show this show because of the layout. Again, it's a little tight, so it would have been really hard for me to show the show without interrupting a whole bunch of people. So honestly, this is the best way to talk about this show. But mark this on your calendar for next year. Where did I put my... Oh, hold on. It's over here. Hold on. Whee! That looked really fun. Oh, wow. This is really fun. Green. It looks like I'm floating. Whee! Next year, I'm going to go ahead and... I got the brochure. The brochure for next year. Next year's show... The Three Rivers Quilt Show will be happening April 16th through 18th, 2026. So again, that is April 16th. Go ahead and mark your calendars right now. Right now. Put it on your calendars. April 16th through 18th of 2026. Quilt entries welcomed until March 10th, 2026. They obviously have not opened for you to be able to enter yet. But next year's theme is Log Cabin. So Three Rivers Quilt Show, April 16th through 18th, 2026. Quilt entries welcomed. The deadline is March 10th, 2026. So I'm actually going to stick this on my refrigerator so that way I will have it ready for next year and help remind me that it's happening. Let's see. Love seeing the show. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. I know, but we know how much he falls. Let's see. Don't break a leg. I know. Break a leg, Ian. I hope they do great at the Texas show. Thank you, Savannah. It's funny because Savannah's like, break a leg, Ian. And then everyone's like, no, don't break a leg. Don't break a leg. It's a theater thing. I get it. Do you know where that comes from, by the way? Do you know where break a leg comes from? Break a leg. So the curtains on either side of the stage, those are called legs. Those legs don't let you see up into the wing space on either side of the stage. And so when you were saying break a leg, it meant like, I hope you go out on stage where people see you. That's where break a leg comes from. Pretty interesting. I should know. I was a theater major. You are so welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here. Great show. Thanks for sharing. See you all next time. I guess that's it. I appreciate y'all letting me go live a little early. I appreciate y'all being here and letting me show off the show because I definitely was not prepared after getting home so late. We will definitely do something next week. I've got to figure out what that is. I don't know. I'm also going to be working on getting scheduled a 7-hour live stream. I have it currently scheduled for one weekend, but I think I'm going to change it around. So make sure to check my website, offkiltercrafterian. I almost said my email, offkiltercrafterian.com. Make sure to check the schedule for when that goes live. I don't have the dates in front of me, but I will make sure to keep everybody up to date. I'm going to go live on a Friday and do a 7-hour live stream. So be on the lookout for that in May. Other than that, I hope everybody has a great day. Remember, guys, normal is just a setting on the dryer. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. I hope everybody has a great week, and I will see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye. I don't know why I said it like that. Bye.